How you doing? It's day 2 of Hard Working Class Heroes, and we're back here in Filmbase in Temple Bar, the festival hub for the event. I'm Corr from RTE10. I've got a pen to prove it. And for the next hour, we'll have live performances from Elastic Sleep, Ham Sandwich, and Little X's for Eyes. We'll also have conversations with delegates from Hard Working Class Heroes. As you can see, we like to keep it pretty basic here. We're anti-corporate rock and anti-big, shiny floor TV shows here. Anyway, follow us on Twitter on Hard Working Class Heroes 14, and keep watching on RTE10, and get into town and support your local bands. We start tonight with these guys. It is Elastic Sleep, cinematic and enchanting, and from Cork with their song Stay.
Stay the same. No, you're not the one to blame for this. Every time I see your eyes, makes me wish for lullabies. No, you're not to blame. Stay the same. No, you're not the one to blame for this.
That was Elastic Sleep with their song Stay. Chris, come up and join us for a second. Thank you very much, guys. That was gorgeous. So, Chris, that was Stay. Is that a good example of what you guys have been up to over the past couple of years?
Year singular, just about.
Just a year.
Yeah, babies. It kind of is. It's actually it's the last song on our EP, Leave You, and it's actually one we've never played live in the context of a gig. So it's kind of nice to have this kind of setup, give it a bit of an outing.
So, how did it all begin for you guys? Where did you meet, and what are you aiming for, do you think, with the sound?
Well, we all met with college, myself, Myrn and Rory, and actually we all didn't meet in college. The two who aren't here, they're busy picking their noses at home, but they'll be here.
Like students?
Yeah, actually one of them is handing up his master's thesis today, so he's pretty much to the wire.
What were you doing in college?
I was doing arts, likewise with this guy, Rory, and same with our other members. Myrn was studying music and Italian, so it was kind of we were all kind of jamming with different bands at the time and messing around with different projects, but we were kind of good friends and all ended up going to the same kind of gigs together, and yeah, it just kind of felt natural to get together and play a bit of music. And
talk to me about influences. I mean, do you have any firm favourites? Is there a very disparate kind of range of influences in the band?
I'm just trying to think. There's probably like 2 bands that we all would agree on that, you know, we're all kind of influenced by, but the rest will pretty much be fighting each other tooth and nail to get the CD into the car when we're on the road up to Galway or some other pleasant Midland kind of town.
And who would the 2 bands be?
Nirvana and My Bloody Valentine. Would that be right, yeah?
So what do you fight over then, guys?
Yeah, our drummer is really into...
Get rid of him.
Yeah, he's kind of... his time is pretty much finite at this point.
Nirvana and the Valos, surely they were around before you guys were born?
Yeah, they were, but I guess you make some timeless music, you're going to influence some young people further up the road.
Very true, very true. So, hard working class heroes, why exactly are you here, and what does it mean for the music scene and young Irish bands, do you think?
Why are we here? To play some music tonight. This morning we were kind of at the industry convention, kind of meeting people from all aspects of the music industry across Europe and the States. I suppose what it means for Irish music or the Irish music scene is it gives bands a chance to kind of engage with that side of things. I mean, there's a really vibrant music scene in Ireland, but I think the industry is kind of still very much behind a curtain as far as a lot of young bands are concerned. So it's like, as far as I'm concerned, the industry kind of exists for 2 days here in Dublin when this is happening, because bands don't really get a chance to kind of engage with people on such a kind of high level normally, and it's just kind of gives you a lot of hope for what you could achieve if you really put your mind to it, and just understanding that there are all kinds of different roles that you can play in the music industry if that's the kind of path you want to go down.
Cool. You're going to play us a second song. Can you tell us what it is and what's it all about, really?
It's a song called Leave You. It's the title track from our EP, and my father thinks it's about children walking out of, leaving home and all that kind of stuff. That's what he thinks. So I don't want to break his heart, so we'll say that that's what it's about.
Okay. Well, here they are again, Elastic Sleep from Cork with their song Leaving.
Leave You.
Leave You even. Thank you.
Tears that fall no longer seem to matter at all to me. Leaves that fall no longer seems like Eden at all.
Well, thanks very much to Elastic Sleep from Cork. You're watching Hard Working Class Heroes Day 2 live streaming here on RTE10. And next up we have Adam Lewis, who is the owner of the Planetary Group in LA, who are an artist development and production and promotion firm. Adam, welcome to Hard Working Class Heroes. I'm sure you've probably been here before.
I have. This is my third time. Been a couple years since I've been here, but third time overall.
Why do you keep coming back?
I'm just listen. For work, I'm looking for bands. So anytime there's an event where there are up and coming export ready bands, or the hope for an export ready band, I'm going to come and look and see what I can find.
So who have you seen here over the past 3 years?
Well, I did see a couple bands last trip that I ended up working with. A band called We Cut Corners and a band called Sacred Animals. So We Cut Corners, we actually both bands we had perform on our showcases in New York at CMJ and also at the South by Southwest Festival. So yeah, we're looking for bands and found a few, hoping to find more.
Internationally, Ireland's reputation-wise, people like you coming here, has it got a very good reputation for new acts coming out?
Well, listen, I think you can find a great band anywhere, so I think that, for me, for looking for a band to come to America, it's hard because, there's definitely a pull towards the UK and to Europe for a lot of these bands and to start playing the festival circuit over there. And so to try to get them to look the other way and go across the Atlantic when the US is quite intimidating because due to its size, is hard. So, I don't know if it has a bad reputation. I just think that it just needs a hit. A hit changes everything, right? Do
you not think we've had a hit in it far too long? Or I mean, when you think of Ireland and rock and roll or pop music, who do you think of, Adam?
I mean, there's a couple large shadows, right? I mean, is U2 still from Ireland? I'm not sure, right?
Questionable.
Yeah, questionable, right? So I mean, that's the one that everyone points to, But but listen, you've had a hit with the Stripes, right? I mean, they've been doing really well and been making some serious inroads in the U.S. and there's always classic Irish acts out there. I mean, whether it's Van Morrison or Sinead O'Connor or whomever, there's always great stuff there. So, it'd just be nice to see a continual flow of new acts coming out of here, and I think that this event will go a long way in helping that, and some of the other initiatives that they have in terms of supporting the bands when they play at CMJ and at South by Southwest and having their showcase platforms for them. Ultimately, that will win. I mean, if you look at what Australia is doing with their trade offices and investing in their bands. I mean, there's an Australian band on every record label in the U.S. right now. They've all signed bands in the last 2-3 years. 5 years ago, there were no Australian bands signed, and it's all because of the governmental support of giving grants to allow bands to come over and tour, and to be able to showcase.
Well, one of the greatest bands of all time are Australian. That is the Go-Betweens, of course.
Fantastic. Clients of ours.
Are they? So can you get me the box set?
Yeah, I need the box set. You never get any good stuff when you work with the bands, right? So.
Yes, this is very true. What about this year? There's 104 bands playing. A lot played last night. A lot are going to be playing tonight and on Saturday night. Who's on your must-see list?
Well, I
no playing favourites.
Well, I admit that I didn't normally when I come. This is my 5th festival in 6 weeks, so normally I do a lot of preparation ahead of time and figure out who I want to see. Play this event. I didn't do as much as I should have. But last night I saw a couple of acts that I really liked. A band called The Academic, who I really liked, and Soak, S-O-A-K. I think I'm pronouncing it.
Of course,
right.
Soak. Of course.
So I was really impressed with both of those. And tonight I want to go see a band called Clue, C-L-U. And I've got a long list of bands to see. I met today with probably 20 bands who all gave me their CD and their info. And after this interview, I'm going to go back to my hotel room and make every half hour where can I go to try to see as many bands as possible. I'll probably see 10 or 15 bands tonight, or at least. So.
A couple of more questions, Adam. What kind of questions, at the speed meetings that you have at conference, what kind of questions are Irish bands asking you?
It's at every level. You know, it really depends on what level that band is at and whether they have whether I'm talking to a manager or if I'm talking to a band themselves, and if that band's been around for 3 months or whether that band's been around for 3 years. So, you know, it can be really basic. You know, of like, you know, well, what do you do? You know, or you know, how can we get to America or whatever. So it's all over the place. You know, we work with bands at the basic level of promotion in the U.S. and that we get airplay, college radio and non-commercial airplay, you know, the NPR type of airplay, a lot of blog press. These are the first steps in the U.S. for a band to get exposure. So we're used to kind of holding the hand. A lot of the bands that we work with don't have managers, and so we'll try to steer them in the right way and kind of build that story for them, and show them the way until they get, hopefully, that, you know, build that story so that they can get a manager involved and can attract an agent and whatnot. So we're really used to dealing with that.
Adam Lewis from the Planetary Group, thanks very much for talking to us. Wow, little exercise there. Would you like to come forward and have a bit of a chat, please? That was excellent. So, little exercise. Obvious question. You're at Hard Working Class Heroes. Why exactly are you here?
We're here. It's a really great way for a band to promote their music and also to kind of become a little more educated on how to be a band and how to work a band and promote a band. It's a really good time for us because we have a second album on the way that we've just finished, so it's a really nice opportunity for us to kind of start a buzz and start gigging and also get some kind of advice and information.
When is that second album out?
Early next year.
Okay, so in terms of the industry at the moment, obviously you have not gone down the major route. Very few Irish bands do. What kind of changes have you seen, particularly in the past, 5 years in particular?
I suppose there's just a lot more bands self-releasing because it's a little bit easier now. Putting out music online, it's a very easy thing to do. It's still tough. You still have to work really hard because social media is a really huge deal, and that's kind of really how you get going. So you really have to push and constantly promote yourself, which is a really hard work. But it's definitely possible, and you can just release music. You don't need too much back.
In terms of Little X's for Eyes, a second album coming out, how long have you been together? In terms of influences, who would you cite?
We've been playing together for about 7 years in total. We've had different variations of band members, but this is our second album. I suppose we've all got, between everybody, there's a real strong kind of love of just pop music. All sorts of pop music, cheesy, non-cheesy, and that's kind of just kind of a really good. We listen out for. I think we've all got a good ear for a catchy hook and a good melody, and that kind of helps.
Your videos are very quirky, very cool. Where do you get who comes up with the concepts? Is it a group kind of thing, or is there one kind of visual person in the band overall?
No, there's quite a few visual people in the band. A few of us are art school graduates, so we kind of.
So you are an art school band.
Kinda, yeah, pretty much. But a lot of the videos, the ideas actually ended up sort of being accidents or just coming together by, our last video for Love Gets Lost, which was made by Alan Butler, an artist. It sort of came about because we went in to work with a guy who plays ceramaphone on his own instrument on the single. When we went in to visit him in his studio, there was a green screen there that film students had used a few years before. So we sort of thought, well, let's use the green screen and we'll just film ourselves. But then we kind of started to ask artists who we thought could do post-production. Alan decided to come on board, and he really came on board. And so it all just kind of fell together really nicely.
Okay, let's have a second song from you guys, Little X's from Eyes. Can you introduce us? What's the title of the song?
This is Love Gets Lost, which is our current single. And it's available right now to download everywhere, and the video's up online.
Okay, take it away, Little X's for Eyes.
Say you wanna, think we oughta. I don't wanna. If we're gonna, are we gonna? If you're gonna say you wanna, think we oughta. I don't wanna. If we're gonna, are we gonna? Are we going? Are we turning? Are we gonna? Let's address this. We discussed you. Rather it's mine. Love gets lost beneath dawn. We'll find out if we kiss. All my words are, all my heart is. No need to. I coulda, woulda, shoulda, understood you better when you didn't say so much. Gets lost beneath dawn. We'll find out if we kiss. think we oughta talk about just what we need. Now my heart is open, but my voice is tired. I wish my lips was whole instead of my I love gets lost beneath talk. We'll find out if we kiss.
I'm joined now by Matt MacDonald of CMJ. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you.
I take it you've been at Hard Working Class Heroes before, or is this your first time?
This is either number 4 or 5 for me, yeah.
And why do you keep coming back?
I mean, there's great music, so it's always a treat to check out bands.
Tell us exactly what you do at CMJ and what the background of CMJ is.
So I book all the shows at CMJ, and this will be the 34th year of the event. During the daytime, we have a convention with panel discussions and presentations and things like that. And then at nighttime, there's showcases all over New York City. We use about 75 different venues over the course of 5 nights and showcase about 1,300 artists over those 5 nights. And the focus is really on up-and-coming emerging talent. So over the years, we've had everybody from the Arcade Fire to Eminem to Green Day when they were still very, very young, and you see where they are now.
And what about the Irish contingent at CMJ who has represented Ireland there over the years?
So we've had pretty healthy representation on the Irish side over the years. Fight Like Apes is one, and I see they're kind of one of the highlights at Hard Working Class Heroes.
One of the heroes, yeah.
One of the heroes this year, that's right. Yeah.
And highlights.
Tomato, tomato. So they're one. I should have checked before I came to...
No worries, no worries. This is the second day of Hard Working Class Heroes. It's on tonight and tomorrow night. Did you check anyone out last night, and are you looking forward to seeing anyone tonight?
I actually just arrived this morning. So
really?
Yeah, I missed last night's fun, so hopefully I'll be able to make up for it tonight and tomorrow.
And is there anyone you've got earmarked you have to must see tonight?
Well, there's a couple bands that are playing CMJ this year, Buffalo Sun and Ham Sandwich, so I'm interested in checking them out. And then otherwise, Clue I'm interested in. I might have to check my little cheat sheet here too.
Go for it.
If that's okay. Because I'm still on New York time. Elastic Sleep.
Just over here, yeah.
Yeah. Contour, I Have a Tribe, The Hard Ground, and then tomorrow a couple His New Atlas, and I'd like to see Fight Like Apes again. And hopefully I'll discover some new things as I'm just kind of popping around from club to club.
Now, I asked this of Adam Lewis of the Planetary Group earlier on. Reputationally, I just said that. Ireland, how is it perceived among the international industry? We're a D territory, after all. We are overshadowed by the UK to a certain extent, to a huge extent. How is it seen by the industry internationally, and particularly in the States?
I think it's pretty healthy, actually. I mean, there's sort of the quality of musicianship is consistently high, and I think people recognize that. And, there's not really a barrier to entry in terms of trying to translate lyrics and things, so that certainly helps. And I think it's a pretty supportive scene, too, here in general. And having things like Hard Working Class Heroes certainly helps kind of boost the overall visibility.
How long have you actually been involved in CMJ, and how? I believe you used to book acts in New York clubs back in the day.
Yeah, so I started out as a talent buyer. So probably the first CMJ that I was involved in on that side was 1998. But in terms of working at CMJ, this will be number 10 for me. So I'm a lifer at this point.
Excellent. Mac MacDonald of CMJ, thanks very much for talking to us. We're going to have an act. we're going to have Ham Sandwich playing for us now at Hard Working Class Heroes on RTE10. So, are you ready, guys? Great. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. This just in, we're going to talk to Angela Dorgan, who is the most important person in the room. So, no, Matt's heading off. Angela, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
I didn't realise we were getting a cameo performance from you tonight. You are pretty much, well, describe to the audience who you are.
I am really, really tired. I am Angela, the director of Hard Working Class Heroes, but by no means on my own. I am one of a team of 8 superheroes.
You set this whole thing up 12 years ago.
Brian Carl set it up 12 years ago, and then we joined him 11 years ago, and now it's all ours. So hi, Brian. He's watching in America. We miss you.
So this is day 2 of a 3-day festival. How did you get on last night, and who did you see? Or did you get to see anybody?
I did amazingly get out to see 2 bands. I saw Dear Desert, because Brendan Miller works with me, and if I didn't, there would be no point in going to work on Monday. And I saw Soak in Meeting House Corr, which was absolutely amazing. And when you think of the year she's just about to have, it's lovely to see it kicking off in Meeting House Corr. And then I spent all day today at industry stuff. We had our convention, so it's been busy.
I take it it's growing and growing every year. The kind of the interest internationally is getting bigger and bigger. What do you think Hard Working Class Heroes does for Ireland's and Ireland's music industry?
I think it's a business card for Irish music. I think it's a marker in the sand every year. It focuses and it's 3 days. That people have an opportunity or an excuse or a job to come to Dublin for these 3 days and to see bands. I suppose the best thing about it is it's a marker for bands to go, right, I'm at Hard Working Class Heroes level. That's a marker in the sand, and that's where I am. And all of the stuff that we bring in around it then is, everything we do at FMC is at a gear change moment, and Hard Working Class Heroes is certainly the national to international one.
Tell me about some of the acts who have featured in Hard Working Class Heroes over the years and gone on to great things, basically.
Well, look behind you. That's all I'm going to say. Ham Sandwich is certainly one of them. Kind of anyone you can think of. Villagers have played, De Laurentiis, Coronas, kind of Epion Regan.
Little Green Car.
Yeah, in a different shape. Oh, and Codaline, in their previous incarnation, didn't get in.
Their previous carnation. Remind us who their previous carnation was again, Angela.
But they told me this that. 21 Demands. So sorry, Codaline. Fight Like Apes, and anyone you can think of, really. Hosier. Last year.
Of course, Hosier, the man of the moment. Yes, fastest selling album of the year so far in Ireland, I believe, with his debut. So then you will go off to other seminars around the world. Can you tell us what they are and what you do there?
So we, around gear change moments, the next gear change moment is bringing Irish bands to showcase at international events. So Matt, who you just had here, and I will be seeing each other in 2 weeks' time, because we have 9 Irish acts playing at CMJ. And that's the final of the year, and then it kicks off again January with Eurosonic, then South by Southwest, Canadian Music Week, and The Great Escape.
Angela Dorgan, thanks very much for talking to us. We have another live act here on Hard Working Class Heroes on RTE10, and it is the great Ham Sandwich. Are you ready, girls and boys?
We just are, yeah, I think so.
How'd you remember when our bodies were folding like so many times before?
joined by Niamh from the band. Thank you for joining us, Niamh.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
So I take it this is not your first hard working class heroes?
No, I think it's possibly our fourth, is it? It's our fifth. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's our fifth.
Okay, so you've been coming back because, well, why? Because it's that important to your career and also to see as many bands as possible, I take it.
Exactly, yeah. It's fantastic to have something like this in Dublin and to get a whole bunch of musicians in the same place, you know, and kind of be able to go around to all these different venues and just pop in and out and see loads of great music, yeah.
So who are you looking forward to seeing this year?
Well, I missed Elephant last night. I really wanted to see him. But yeah, there's so many. I'm just looking at the poster now, and we're going to miss Little X's for Eyes later on. But yeah, there's too many. There's too many.
You're going to miss them because you'll be playing yourself in Meeting House Square, I take it. What time is that kicking off at?
We're on at 11:10, I think. Yeah, yeah.
So third album, we're told, is due sometime this year?
Spring.
Oh, spring. Okay, so what can you tell us about it? Can you tell us any song titles or what to expect?
Yeah, it's been a labour of love. Yeah, there was a point where we were kind of going to release it, and then we just realised, you know what, we're going to take a bit more time on this, you know what I mean? And we kind of really want to get the songs really together and kind of so that we're 100% happy with them, you know what I mean? So we're going to hopefully be releasing another single before the end of the year to give people another little taster of what's to come, but then a spring album, yeah.
Have you got a title for the album?
We don't, no.
Your titles are very good. The White Fox is a beautiful title.
That'll come last. That's kind of like the last kind of thing we do in a panic, ringing all our friends going, what do you think of this and what do you think of that? Like, so yeah.
You've had no regrets over the name. You've never changed the band name.
We were stubborn. We've been told, like when we started out, we were told to change it so many times that it got to a point where we were like, no, we're not going to change it, you know.
And good for you. You're going to play another song for us now. Could you introduce it for us and give us the title?
The title? There is no title on this song. This is the song we're hopefully going to be releasing as a single before the end of the year, and we are racking our brains to think of a name. So if you have an idea while you're listening to it, then let us know.
Okay, folks, get tweeting. They need a title for this song. This is a Ham Sandwich live on Hard Working Class Heroes on RTE10. Enjoy.
Thanks. Thank you. Okay, so,
Send it above and round about. We are changing and running wild, still wrapped in each other's arms. We are living underneath the sky. Set my eyes in flames, hearts overhead. Set my eyes in flames, hearts overhead. It's been a long time coming, but I'm not afraid of taking all this weight. I'll keep on running. After all this falling, we can always call it oh, oh, oh. Putting the words in the right place and speaking them till a smile makes its way across your face while we're sleeping in a hazy light. Set my eyes in flame, hearts overhead. Set my eyes in flame, hearts overhead. It's been a long time coming, will keep us down. After all this for